This episode of The Young Turks is brought to you by Netflix. Progressives have come together and they started protesting Orbitz advertising on Fox News. Now, Orbitz says that they are very much pro-gay, they support the gay community, they're for same-sex marriage, and the repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell. So progressives were wondering, okay, well then why would you air your advertisements on Fox News when they are constantly, spreading this anti-gay propaganda? At first, Orbitz completely ignored the progressives that were protesting, but now all of a sudden, with a little bit of aggressive protesting, now Orbitz has released a letter saying that they are planning on reviewing Fox News and their other news outlets to make sure that they believe in whatever mission that news outlet has. So let me give you a little piece of their statement. They say, in coming weeks, Orbitz will conduct a review of programming on a full range of media we buy. We will also evaluate the best practices among other companies who share our core values to see what approaches they use when evaluating media placements.
Yeah, now, I have a surprising opinion on this. I'm going to be a Debbie Downer on it. I don't agree. Look, when they targeted Glenn Beck, I agreed. And I'll tell you why. Because Beck is extreme. And so he would put people up on a board, and then he would say, these people are destroying the country, they're a danger, they're a cancer, you should do something about it, right? And then, you remember the famous case of the guy who went to go shoot everybody at the Tides Foundation because Glenn Beck had put them on a chalkboard saying that they were destroying our way of life and somebody had to do something about it, right? So the guy was dangerous, okay? And so I thought an extraordinary boycott of him made sense. But I think those should be extraordinary. I think Fox News is obviously deeply, comically conservative, okay? But I think it's okay. And so, and I know part of being conservative is this, the family values nonsense that they push. I don't agree with it even 1%, okay? But I think if you start pulling advertisers from everything you disagree with, it's not going to be conducive to the free marketplace of ideas. Okay, now I know everybody says, no, it's not free marketplace, and
right.
You get I'm not saying it's, a First Amendment issue. Of course, you can do whatever you like with your money. I get that, all right? So let's skip that part of it. And look, what I tell you is it's always the money, right? So the money worked, right? Putting pressure on the money worked. So that's smart strategy. I just don't happen to agree with it overall.
Okay, so here are two things when it comes to my reasoning and my logic for why I support this. First of all, it would be one thing if the advertiser was just some politically neutral advertiser and didn't really share any thoughts or beliefs. But Orbitz, goes around, totes around as, oh, we are pro-gay community. Well, if you're pro-gay community, then you don't advertise on a news channel that is constantly spreading anti-gay propaganda, right? So if this is some other random advertiser, I don't know, let me just pick something like Ralph's Supermarket. Ralph's Supermarket never makes political commentary, so it's fine. They can advertise wherever they want, and people don't hold them accountable because they've never decided on one issue or another, right? So I think that this is a little different. And another thing is, it's not a free marketplace of ideas because Fox News constantly lies. It's not like they're sharing their ideology and being truthful about it. It's propaganda, and if progressives want to hold advertisers accountable, I think that they have the ability to do that.
I know, but the minute you get into trying to decide what's a lie and what's not a lie, I say let the audience decide. Get a load of Netflix. They deliver the movie to your house, no late charges, free shipping. You
can watch thousands of movies or TV shows straight on your PC or on your television through a gaming console.
Netflix.com/TYT. Free trial membership. You get Netflix all over you.